Good morning, champs. Today we are taking the next step in understanding distributed loads. Until now, we replaced simple load shapes such as rectangles and triangles with equivalent concentrated forces. That worked because we already knew their areas and centroids. But what happens if the distributed load is described by a mathematical function instead of a simple geometric shape? In that case, we use integrals. Consider a cantilever beam that is 4 meters long. The distributed load is described by the function 2 plus 1/2 x squared, measured in kilonewtons per meter. We measure x from the wall toward the free end. Notice that this load combines a constant part with a varying part. This is useful because it shows that integration can handle several load contributions at the same time. As in the previous video, we keep the left-hand segment after making the cut. This gives us the simpler free body diagram, but it also means that we must calculate the support reactions first. To calculate the total equivalent force on the complete beam, we integrate the load function from 0 to 4 meters. Because the load contains two terms, we can integrate each term separately. The constant part contributes 8 kilonewtons. The quadratic part contributes 10.67 kilonewtons. Adding both contributions gives a total equivalent force of 18.67 kilonewtons. Therefore, the vertical support reaction is 18.67 kilonewtons upward. Next, we calculate the support moment. Instead of locating the centroid of the entire load, we calculate its moment directly by integrating the load multiplied by its distance from the wall. Again, we treat both parts separately. The constant part contributes 16 kilonewton meters. The quadratic part contributes 32 kilonewton meters. Together, they produce a support moment of 48 kilonewton meters. Now we make a cut at position X and determine the internal forces. There are no horizontal loads, so the axial force is 0 everywhere. For the shear force, we first calculate the equivalent force acting on the left segment. This is found by integrating the load function from 0 to the cut position X. To avoid confusing the cut position with the integration variable, we use the Greek letter psi inside the integral. Evaluating the integral gives 2x plus x cubed divided by 6. Applying vertical equilibrium gives the shear force function. It equals 18.67 minus 2x minus x cubed divided by 6 measured in kilonewtons. At the wall, where x is 0, the shear force is 18.67 kilonewtons. At the free end, where x is 4 meters, the shear force becomes 0. Now we determine the bending moment. Instead of calculating a centroid, we calculate the moment of the distributed load directly about the cut. The lever arm of each tiny load element is x minus xi. We multiply the load by this lever arm and integrate over the isolated segment. Because the load contains a constant part and a quadratic part, we can again treat them separately. The constant part contributes x squared. The quadratic part contributes x to the fourth divided by 24. Combining the support moment, the vertical reaction, and the distributed load moment gives the bending moment function. It equals negative 48 plus 18.67 x minus x squared minus x to the fourth divided by 24, measured in kilonewton meters. At the wall, where x is 0, the bending moment is negative 48 kilonewton meters. At the free end, where x is 4 meters, the bending moment becomes 0. The key lesson is that rectangle formulas, triangle formulas, and centroid formulas are only shortcuts for integration. Once we understand the integral method, we can analyze any distributed load, no matter how complicated its shape. This example also shows the principle of superposition. The constant part of the load and the varying part of the load can be integrated separately, and their effects can then be added together.